Now, the former UN ambassador Nikki Haley has formally launched her campaign for US president at a large rally in South Carolina. She's the first candidate to officially take on Donald Trump for the Republican nomination in this cycle. Here's a little of what she had to say.
And today our enemies think that the American era has passed. They're wrong. America is not past our prime. It's just that our politicians are past theirs.
Let's get some analysis. Here's Gordon Flake. He's Professor and Chief Executive at the Perth US Asia Centre. Gordon, what does this mean for the Republican nomination? Is Nikki Haley any chance?
Not likely. In a normal world, somebody who had been governor of South Carolina, who had foreign policy experience being the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, would be an ideal candidate. A woman, a minority, precisely the kind of person you'd want to put forward if you're trying to expand the Republican Party base. However, she, like every other candidate, has the same fundamental challenge, and that is the other candidate who's already declared, and that's Donald Trump. She obviously is tied in knots trying to differentiate herself from him while not opposing him or drawing his ire, and that's going to be a real difficult challenge. And at this point, you have to kind of wonder where her base is going to come from.
And Donald Trump's already pushing back. You talk about not drawing his ire. He's not wasted much time to push back against the new candidate.
Well, he initially said the more the merrier, but then he went on to say that the best thing that he ever did was appoint her to be the ambassador to the UN because that got her out of South Carolina, and he likes the people of South Carolina. So, you know, he plays hardball. There's no question that it's going to be a rough road ahead. And you are correct. There is a certain element of courage in being the one to go first, although it's a challenge because she has said categorically in 2021 that if Trump was the candidate, she would not run against him and that she would support him. And similarly, back in 2016, she said quite clearly that Trump embodied everything that she taught her kindergartners not to be. And those are kind of those value judgments that are hard to reverse, and yet she's done it. And that kind of, in a microcosm kind of embodies the fundamental challenge that the Republican Party has today.
And who presents their best chance in your view? At this stage, obviously it's a long road ahead, but is Ron DeSantis someone like that, potentially Governor, Senator Tim Scott, is he someone else that you would consider more viable than the two that have already raised their hands?
Now, it's quite clear every poll that's come out, and it's very early days, shows Trump with a monumental lead over any potential opponents, be it Ron DeSantis or Tim Scott or Nikki Haley. Obviously, in some respects, Trump is right. The more the merrier. One of the ways that he won in 2016 was that the opposition to him was spread out among so many other candidates. And I think that's probably something he would welcome again, rather than having a single concentrated opponent. So this is just the start of that process. It's a real challenging one. And we saw it in Nikki's opening speech. She has to differentiate herself from Trump without disagreeing with him. Well, she was asked last night on Fox News, if there are any policies she disagreed with, and she couldn't come up with them. And that's a challenging position to be in.
Gordon, talk to you soon. Thanks.